Alright. This is round 2. Obviously I just kept... I recorded accidentally after the first turn, but obviously I keep this hand. Keep this hand, turn 2 Thalia, let's go. So the problem is, if I play Seasoned Hollow Blade... What do you do, chat? The problem is, if I play Seasoned Hollow Blade, shields are down, right? Because I can't Mana Tithe because of my own stupid Thalia. So I guess we Time Walk, right? We get Time Walk, attack for 2 more, play Seasoned Hollow Blade, and now our Mana Tithe is open, right? So... Now, obviously, if I wait on the Time Walk, I get more damage because I'll have more creatures in play. But hey, Adam 4-3 or 5-3, thanks for the Bezos bucks, appreciate it. Yeah, let's go. Just Time Walk. I'm like, oh wait, now what? Now what? I was gonna go Seasoned Hollow Blade and Mana Tithe your whatever your play is this next turn, but now I can play Thief of Sanity. But if I play Thief of Sanity, shields are down. I can't Mana Tithe. So do I play Seasoned Hollow Blade and then leave open Mana Tithe and then next turn Thief of Sanity? I think Thief of Sanity is just too good. And enemy is floundering, so... And I have the swords, right? They can have Path to Exile, but I have the swords. So the odds of them having a real spell are kind of slim, right? Fills a deep shadow. Let's go. And I've got a Black Lotus that I can use to cast whatever I get off this Thief of Sanity. Alright. So we got Nissa and Acidic Slime. What do you take here? Enemy's best play on 3 mana was an elf. So if I Acidic Slime their white, now not only get to color screw them, but it's pretty unlikely you have a good play, right? And the thing about Nissa is we actually also get to play Seasoned Hollow Blade, right? There's our Black Lotus. We have to use our Black... Because the Nissa costs 6. Because of our own Thalia. So we'd have to play Black Lotus, play Nissa, and then use the untapped land to cast Seasoned Hollow Blade, or we can leave open Mana Tithe. Which I think kind of seals the deal for me. Right? Because I can Nissa, untap a land, leave open Mana Tithe. And like, I can Mana Tithe whatever they play, and then Nissa 2 lands, and Thalia, and Thief of Sanity, let's go, right? The problem with the, yeah, I mean, I can play Acidic Slime and leave open Mana Tithe, but that doesn't kill them, like, that doesn't, like, put as much pressure on them. Now, I'm an idiot, and obviously I Nissa the wrong land. Obviously I needed to Nissa an island, and not my dual land. Right? Obviously, that was stupid. Monumentally stupid. Alright. Now they got Polychrona, so we can't... We're kind of stymied on the ground. We can't attack with those. So Thief of Sanity, what you got for me? Or we can attack out. Or we can attack out. We needed to use the mana, right? So we had to use... If we want to attack with the Nissa, we had to play Seasoned Hollow Blade before attacking, because we want to be able to cast whatever we get off Thief of Sanity, and we have Mana Tithe, right? So we need every mana we have. And there's a good chance the enemy like could potentially block our Thalia if it's stopping them from casting something. But this is kind of where it kind of screws me that I animated the Underground Sea. Like, I really needed to not animate my dual land. But so what do we take here? We take Knight of Autumn or Sacra Tribe Elder? Probably Knight of Autumn, right? The problem with taking Knight of Autumn is that it's super suspicious because it's unlikely we don't even really want to cast it, do we? If we cast it, we can't have Mana Tithe open. How important is Mana Tithe? How important is Knight of Autumn as being a 4/3? Enemy is at 4. So what I end up doing is I'm like, okay, wait, they're dead on board, right? Enemy is at 4. I can animate a lane with Nissa. They're dead on board, right? So I should, if they're only out just casting a spell, let's just leave open Mana Tithe. No, if Thief of Sanity exiles to their graveyard, that's why the lands are there. Lands instead of Slime and Sacred Tribe Elder. Oh, the Thief of Sanity is exiled face down. Yeah. Well, if they fight for 2 at Polychronos, they can't block with Elves of Deep Shadow. And they go to 3 because Elves of Deep Shadow pings them. And so if they Season Hollow Blade can get indestructible. And it taps, if it's indestructible after they have already attacked, it doesn't matter. Alright, so they missed a land drop. So we draw Tidal Sculler, and now you can tell big problems that we throw away our Underground Sea. Because now we can't Tidal Sculler with the lands we have, right? And leave open Mana Tithe. Because this Verdant Catacombs can no longer find a white source. I actually can find Scrubland, right? But the problem is that we need a card to discard to Season Hollow Blade to give it indestructible. And so I can't. It's just super awkward. So we float the mana, Tidal Sculler them. And surprise, surprise, enemy had an Abrade in their hands. So what they could do is they can block with Elves of Deep Shadow, block with Polychronos. Right? And they can Polychronos for 1. They can Abrade the Thief of Sanity, and they can like Polychronos for 1, block, and Polychronos, and I think they live this turn. They actually had to let the Thief of Sanity through, I guess. But anyways, so we take the Abrade. Yeah, they can't, because Abrade costs 3, they can't Abrade and Polychronos. Right. Because it costs 3 mana. We win that one. Yeah. They had I look at my opponent's deck list, was deck list Republic, obviously. So the enemy has Sneak Attack. Emrakul was missing a 2nd red, which was pretty awesome for us. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at what they have. They're like a Eureka deck, right? They have Eureka, which puts, you can put permanents into play with Eureka. And they have Sneak Attack, and they have Emrakul, and they have Ulamog. But I'm like, oh wait, Eureka is actually kind of a joke, right? Because we have 3 fairy, which is you can just bounce whatever they put into play. I have Soar, I can just take whatever they put into play. I have Frost Titan, I can just tap whatever they put into play. I'm like, wait a minute, Eureka's garbage against me. And I was thinking of boarding in Progenitus, but so now we got the combo. We got Black Lotus, Fallen Shinobi. Let's go. Let's do this. Ooh, Turn Timber Symbiosis. That's not a forest. That's not a forest. I'll take some of that. Recruiter of the Guard or Silverblade Paladin. Silverblade Paladin with Fallen Shinobi, and it's a 5/5 because Turn Timber Symbiosis puts counters on it. We can also go for Recruiter of the Guard and get Solar Temptation. You know, anything that has power 2 or less from our deck. So this is quite an option. But I couldn't resist Silverblade Paladin. What I maybe should have done was bond a Silverblade Paladin with a Selfless Spirit. I think that was a pretty big mistake because I guess it wasn't, because with Fallen Shinobi having double strike, the Nissa lands can't actually kill it, right? Like on board they can't actually stop the Fallen Shinobi from going in, and I was thinking that I had Gideon Blackblade to give Fallen Shinobi indestructible, right? And I also have Selfless Spirit to give it indestructible, so I'm like, okay, let's just move in on this Fallen Shinobi, right? Double striking 5/4, if it hits you, you're just dead. Have my Elder. And then it's like Sword of Fire and Ice, like, no! Fallen Shinobi, your dreams! Your dreams! Alright, now what? Protection from blue, blocker. Now what do we do? Sucks. What we could do. We could jump attack with Fallen Shinobi. Then we can Bond Thief of Sanity. It'll be like in Toy Story, where like, I don't like you anymore. Just draw Fallen Shinobi on the ground, and I just like pick up a new toy, which is a double striking Thief of Sanity. I had my fun with you. Get out of here. No, I don't have. I have fetch lands from Night, but that's it. The chump attack. We don't end up doing that. So I'm thinking Nissa has a bunch of 3/3s. We need a 5/4 to block them anyway. And I'm thinking if Thief Sanity connects, I'm probably gonna win anyways. And I'm also thinking I can hot tech a removal spell for the Sword of Fire and Ice. I'm gonna wish my Fallen Shinobi was like not dead and still in play. So enemy has Sword of Fire and Ice on this, so we have to block. Get a fetch land. Remove some. This is scary. Well, the thing, I guess the sneak attack is actually super not scary, right? Because if they had something, they would have done it. So, because they had red mana, they could have just done it. They have Arbor Elf as well. So they have sneak attack, but nothing. Now it's getting super attractive to like jump attack, because now we get to flip our Legion's Landing to block the Sword of Fire and Ice. But we can just attack with the Flyers instead if we were worried about it too. I was talking about how it's probably Knight of Autumn. That's why I brought up the deck list. I knew that like if they had sneak attack and they didn't use it, and this is like the only thing they could have had in their hands if they were gonna activate it. Bolt enemies at 6. I've got Celestial Colonnade. Like that. No, the Gideon's Indestructible doesn't only last until my turn. It's not like the other Kytheon that lasts until the next turn. Which is weird. But like Nissa ults, I'm like, well, this is good for us. And then they concede. Well, that was good. They conceded because I had Celestial Colonnade, right? They don't know I have a main plan, but I had Celestial Colonnade plus Bolt plus Thief of Sanity plus Selfless Spirit, so